on YouTube. All right, well, you know, we're waiting for Facebook to get on here. Once Facebook gets on here, we'll get started here. All right, so let's go ahead and wait for Facebook. I hope you guys are doing okay today, YouTubers. All right, let's see here. Facebook is ready to go. Wait for them to pop up on the screen here. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to our morning mix together. I appreciate you being here. Remember, if you want to find me, YouTubers, you already know where to find me. Facebook, if you want to find me on YouTube, you just go to YouTube and search for HumbleAndFocused. That is what will bring you right here to see these videos. So today's video is how to change opinion, and it's The Rock to Dwayne. So the example I have, and this is a great example because I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but there's a guy out right now in the acting field. He's an actor, and he is probably one of the most dynamic actors out right now. He has got movies for days, highest paid actor, and his name is Dwayne Johnson. Okay? Now, a lot of you guys are like, why is he doing a video on Dwayne Johnson? Well, Dwayne Johnson did something really magnificent with his life. What did he do? Well, Dwayne Johnson, he actually started off as a football player, okay? And he went from football player, if I'm not mistaken, he got an injury, football player from injury, and then from there, he went to play, and actually played with Terry Crews, if I'm not mistaken. And so, Dwayne Johnson went to the wrestling field. Now, when he went to the wrestling field, he became very, very well known. And how many of you guys know who he is? You know who he, of course you do. If you're over the age of 25, you know who The Rock is. So The Rock, he was one of the he was my favorite wrestler to date, my absolute favorite wrestler. And because he always like, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? I mean, he had some swag to him, you know what I'm saying? So he was my favorite wrestler before I stopped watching wrestling and it got too crazy and all that other stuff. But he was my favorite wrestler, and he was in the wrestling arena for many moons. He was there for a while. So he's been around and he's seen a lot of things in the wrestling field. So when he came out of wrestling, he went into the acting field. And when he came out as The Rock. And the reason he came out as The Rock is because that's the only way people knew him. Nobody else knew him as Dwayne Johnson. So he came out as The Rock. So he went from wrestling to acting as The Rock. Then he went from acting as The Rock to acting as Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Now he is known as Dwayne Johnson. He has dropped the Rock all completely, and now he is one of the top paid actors. He is fantastic. Now, what does this have to do with motivation? This has to do with motivation because you can actually change yourself at any point in time to get into a new space. I can honestly say that my past back in the day would have not have yielded me to lead anybody. Being the same man I was back then, I would have not been leading anybody. But I had to change. But the problem is that when people know you from before, when you're The Rock from before in wrestling, that's all you are to them until you change. It takes time to change. He had to change his name over time. He didn't come out straight up as Dwayne Johnson. People are like, who in the world is that? Oh, that's The Rock. No, he understood that he was making a change in his life and he wanted something more. He wanted to step out of the field of wrestling, just like I wanted to step out of the field of trouble and mayhem and silliness and all the other debauchery and everything else that I was in. I wanted to step out of that. Now, to step out of something that you were known for, one, it's going to take time. Because the people who know you are still going to see you the exact same way. They're still going to judge you the exact same way. So it's going to take time, compounding, breaking down walls, beating down walls, changing. And you know what? The people who know you, they may not even see you. It's okay. Because what you're going to do is you're going to start, remember we talk about like against like, or like attracts like all the time. As you change and grow, you will attract people like you. Okay? So people will start to see you, and as people start to see you, you can start introducing yourself as Dwayne Johnson, because now you've got a new set of crew who understand you for who you're trying to become. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So I want you to think about it from a big standpoint, right? You want to change. You want to be a better person. You want to give more. You want to be more. You have to do it more than once. Once is just an occurrence. if you want that long-term idea of being seen in a different way, then you have to do it consistently. There is no way that you can say, I want to be a football player, but you only show up to practice one day out of the year. First of all, coach is not going to let you hit the field. I don't care how good you are. And you're not going to make it to the NFL because it takes time again. Putting in the work, putting in the effort, going after it, putting in the blood, sweat, and the tears of strength. You want to become an actor, and let's say you're known for being literally a clown. Let's say you are a literally face paint clown in face paint, right? If you want to be different, if you want to be known for something else, you've got to put in time to get that personality change. You got to put in time to get that reputation change so people don't see you as what you are, but instead see you as what you want to be or see you as who you become. Grant Cardone, if you guys know Grant Cardone was on drugs at one point in time. And he had some if you listen to his story, he was pretty well in the hole down there. But he had to build himself up. And as soon as you start building yourself up and you attract the right people, then you can change your name. Because you've already started changing who you are. As long as you're consistent in what you're doing, no one can take that away from you. But if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to do what is necessary to make that change visible to everyone who sees you, if you're not willing to deny, you know, let's say you're a party head. You want to go out, you go out drinking every week. You go out, you know, you do drugs every week. You go out and smoke every week. You go out and do whatever every week. That is who you are to people. And when people see you, that is who they will lock you in to be. But if you want to be something else, they've got to be able to see that you don't do that anymore. And not just one day, they have to be able to see that consistently. Now, why does it matter? Why should I care? How many times you say, why does it matter? I don't care what people think. Well, you should. The reason you should care what people think is because we don't go, excuse me, we don't journey through this life alone. The thing is, the real way to become a successful person is through help, asking for help, being able to ask for help. But you can't ask for help from people who don't see you for who you want to be. You can't ask for help from people who look down on you because of what you've done in the past. You can only ask for help from people who don't know you and see where you're about to go. I am literally changing my life every freaking weekend. I'm going to a seminar every freaking weekend. I'm doing this every freaking weekend. I'm doing that. Now, why? I don't know if you guys knew this. A lot of people know this now. I stopped cussing a while back. You know, I started listening to myself. I was like, why am I using these cuss words? I don't need to. And by not using these cuss words, I feel like a more positive person. So people don't see negative coming out of my mouth all the time. I took the negative out of my life and threw it out the window because I wanted to be seen as a different man. I want to be judged as a different man. I don't care if the people who used to love me and oh, DeMarcus, yeah, I don't care if those people still don't see me the same, because let's say it like this. Remember I talked about chickens and breadcrumbs. Chickens eat breadcrumbs. Eagles don't. I'm trying to soar. I'm going somewhere. I've got a mission in life, and I've learned this weekend. I went to a book writing seminar, and I realized I have to write my book. And why? Why do I need to write my book? The reason I have to write my book is because if I don't write my book, it is selfish. I have a story inside of me. I have a vision and thoughts inside of me that need to get out to help people who are at the bottom, who don't know where to go to get to the next level. Now, everybody's heard of that speech by Steve Harvey, man. You know, you gotta leap, you gotta leap. If you're at the edge of the cliff, you gotta jump. If somebody gave that same speech and they weren't, we'll say, famous, it wouldn't have hit as hard. You see non-famous people giving great speeches all the time. I do it. I'm not saying my speeches are all great, but a lot of them are fantastic. But it took him getting to the platform and working hard to get to the platform where he can make a difference with his voice. And that's where I'm headed. So I've got to become and elevate myself to a new person. I've got to take myself from the rock, where I was at the rock bottom, which was easy life. It's just comfortable life, just doing what I want to do, doing everything for me, being all selfish and stuff, you know what I'm saying? To get to that next level to where I'm affecting others. I had to stop being selfish down here, and now I'm trying to be selfless. I want abundance so I can give abundantly. Does that make sense? I was actually just asking for enough to make myself, you know, handle my business. That's all I wanted, the base minimum. But now I want abundance because I want to be able to give $1 million in my lifetime away in charity. I can't give away $1 million if I don't have $1 million. But that's going to take change in me. And by changing me, I'm going to be seen differently by other people. It doesn't matter if the people who knew me at first see me and they say, oh yeah, that's just Marcus. I don't care about that. Because one, the people that I will attract when I get up here will help me to get my goals and help me to change other people's lives. And that's where I'm headed. And that's where you should focus on too. You should always focus on where you're going. Okay? But also don't look so far ahead that you feel like the journey's impossible. Focus on where you're going, but take the steps to get there. Each step gets you there. And that's why The Rock now is Dwayne Johnson. The Rock, the wrestler, who is a joke. If you would have think about that. Wrestling is considered to be fake entertainment in comparison to a movie, which is billion dollar industry, right? He changed. He went from here to here. And he made himself, like when we first started acting, he was okay. But now he is amazing at what he does. He's amazing at his craft. He honed his craft. He put in the work. He put in the time because he knew what he wanted. So when you're ready to change that name, when you're ready to be seen differently, are you willing to put that work in to get to your next level? Or will you just stay down at the bottom and allow people who knew you to keep judging you the exact same way? You can't say, oh man, I'm gonna drink this orange juice and you only have apples. You gotta make sure what you want and what you're talking about is what you're going towards. And that's all I have to say. That's what I wanted to explain to you. That's why I brought Dwayne Johnson in here. And that's how you deal with the opinions of others. You just gotta go after it. And sometimes you gotta leave friends behind. It's okay to hang out with them, say hello every once in a while, but you can't allow them to be the weight that keeps you down. As a matter of fact, you need to make sure that you're separating yourself from people who are going to bring you down so you can go to the top. Because the world needs you, just like the world needs me. And that's all I have to say. Remember, I believe and I love each and every one of you. And just in case nobody says it to you, I want to make sure that I do. And I will see you tomorrow. And don't forget, you can have a chance. It's always your choice. But it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to work for it. So go out there, get to work, and let other people see you for the man you want to become, for the woman you want to become, not for the person that you are. And that's it. Talk to you soon.